The hospital lights flickered softly over the sterile hallway, where the smell of disinfectant mingled with the quiet hum of machines. It was close to midnight when Anna clutched her swollen belly and tried to steady her breathing. Her pregnancy was already complicated, and stress was the last thing she needed. Yet, as she sat there waiting for her husband to return with water, she caught sight of something, or rather someone, that made her entire world stop. Standing near the doorway, wearing an expensive red dress and a smirk that could slice through glass, was a woman Anna recognized all too well. The same woman she had seen a week earlier, the one who had been with her husband at a restaurant, laughing and holding his hand like she owned him. The mistress. Before Anna could even process the shock, the woman's heels clicked sharply against the floor as she stormed toward her. "So, you're the one who trapped him with a baby?" the woman sneered. Anna tried to respond, to defend herself, but the words never came. In a flash, the woman shoved her, her voice full of venom, shouting things that echoed down the empty corridor. Anna stumbled, clutching her stomach as pain shot through her body like fire. A nurse screamed for help, but everything blurred, the lights, the voices, the world, before fading into darkness. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the strength of love, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps bring more real, emotional stories to life. When Anna woke up, she was surrounded by machines. Her hand instinctively went to her belly, trembling in fear. A doctor appeared beside her, voice gentle yet grave. "You're lucky, Mrs. Carter," he said softly. "The baby's heart is still strong. But you need rest. A lot of it." Tears filled her eyes as relief and pain intertwined. The image of the woman in red burned in her memory, her husband's mistress, who had nearly cost her everything. Days passed, and Anna refused to see anyone, not even Daniel, her husband. He came every morning, left flowers on the table, and begged her to talk, but she couldn't. She lay in silence, staring at the ceiling, haunted by betrayal and confusion. How could he? How could the man she loved so deeply bring another woman into their lives, and worse, let her near their unborn child? One evening, as the nurses changed shifts, Anna overheard a conversation outside her room. The woman in red was there again. She had been arrested after the attack but had come back with bail, demanding to see Daniel. The nurses tried to keep her away, but Anna's curiosity got the best of her. She rose slowly, her body still weak, and peered through the small gap in the door. Daniel stood a few feet away from the mistress, Melissa. His face was drawn, pale, and broken. "You could have killed her," he said, his voice trembling. "You could have killed my baby." But Melissa only scoffed, crossing her arms. "Your baby? Or hers? You were the one who told me you didn't love her anymore." Anna's heart cracked open. Her knees nearly gave out. Daniel buried his face in his hands, whispering something she couldn't hear. And then, as if the world itself had been waiting for it, another voice echoed down the hall. A deep, authoritative tone that made everyone freeze. "Melissa Grant," the man said. "What have you done this time?" It was the hospital chairman, Mr. Harrison. A powerful man in his late 60s, with gray hair and an aura that commanded silence. Everyone in the hospital respected him, and feared him. He walked toward Melissa, his gaze sharp as a blade. "I received a call from the police station about your assault charges," he said coldly. "And imagine my shock when I learned the victim was my daughter-in-law." The entire hallway fell silent. Melissa's eyes widened. What?" she stammered. "Your daughter-in-law?" "Yes," Mr. Harrison said, his voice like thunder. "Anna is married to my only son, Daniel Carter Harrison. And you just attacked the mother of my first grandchild." The blood drained from Melissa's face. She stumbled backward, her confidence shattered in an instant. Anna's trembling hand covered her mouth as she realized the truth. Her husband's full name, Daniel Carter Harrison, had never meant much to her until now. She had never met his father, who lived abroad most of the year. And yet that man, the man everyone in the city respected, was standing there defending her. The mistress, pale and shaking, tried to speak. I didn't know. Of course you didn't, Mr. Harrison said. Because you never cared to. You've spent your life chasing other people's happiness, destroying families, and calling it love. His eyes softened as he turned toward Anna's room. I raised my son better than this. But it seems he lost his way, and it's time I reminded him what being a husband means. Melissa was escorted out by security that night, her once perfect composure crumbling into tears. Daniel stood alone in the hallway, ashamed and speechless. When Mr. Harrison approached him, he didn't yell, he simply said, "Son, you may have failed her once. Don't fail her again." That night, Daniel sat beside Anna's hospital bed, tears streaming down his face. He begged her to open her eyes, to say something, anything. But Anna, too weak to speak, could only look away. Her heart was torn between love and pain. She wanted to hate him, yet a part of her still longed for the man she married, the man who once promised to protect her from the world. Days turned into weeks. Anna slowly recovered, both physically and emotionally, but the scars remained. Her husband worked tirelessly to regain her trust, attending every appointment, cooking her meals, holding her hand during long nights of silence. Mr. Harrison visited often, too, always bringing calmness into the room. "You're strong," he would tell her. "And strength is not about never falling. It's about standing back up, even when it hurts to breathe." One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Anna finally spoke. Her voice was quiet but firm. "Why, Daniel?" Daniel took a deep breath, guilt heavy in his eyes. "I was weak," he admitted. "When you were busy working extra shifts to save for the baby, I felt lonely. Melissa came into my life when I was confused. She made me feel wanted. But the moment she hurt you, I realized what I had done. You're my home, Anna. You always were." Anna's eyes filled with tears, but this time, they weren't just from pain. She saw sincerity in his face, regret, yes, but also the deep love of a man who had finally learned his lesson. "If you want forgiveness,"